The Jerry Sandusky criminal trial begins this week. Wall Street Journal's Chris Marr in Pittsburgh has details. Chris, tell us about the new details you know about the defense's strategy.
Yeah, the defense attorney, Joe Paterno, who is Jerry Sandusky's attorney, he's most likely going to be attacking the credibility of the young men who have accused Sandusky of abusing them. So it's, kind of a risky strategy, but that's likely what he's going to be doing.
Kind of on what basis is he going to be attacking the accusers?
He's going to be saying that, they may have had some financial motivation to do this, and that they may have even corroborated prior to or during the investigation, actually.
I'm curious, financial motives. I mean, what are there book deal? I don't suppose anyone's got a book deal out of this.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, but there are some civil lawsuits, so
okay,
that's sort of what the thinking is.
And now, just to be clear, he's pled not guilty on 52 criminal counts?
That's right. It's 52 criminal counts. So there are 8 young men who have, accused Sandusky of abusing them when they were boys. There's also charges brought against 2 other, alleged victims, but those victims have not been identified. So, those charges are based on eyewitness accounts. So it's possible that one eyewitness could testify at the trial as well.
Would that be Mr. McQueary?
That's right. Yeah, that's Mike McQueary. He was a graduate assistant back in 2001. When he says that he saw Mr. Sandusky, allegedly having some sort of inappropriate sexual interaction with a boy in a Penn State shower.
Now, you mentioned in your very interesting article today, it's on A3 of the Journal, that there's actually maybe some inconsistencies in Mr. McQueary's story, and that the defense is going to try and allude to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not at all clear why this happened, but the prosecution actually has changed the date of that alleged incident. So initially in the grand jury presentment, which was released back in November, the date was March of 2002, but just last month in May, the prosecutors changed the date to February 2001. So, I mean, a lot of defense attorneys that I've spoken to and prosecutors say that's definitely something that Amendola is likely to, to zero in on and try to, raise a whole bunch of questions about that.
Point being, I guess if Mr. McQueary doesn't remember the date, or he's off by a year, maybe he's going to argue that his memory is he doesn't know what he remembers?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really clear if it's, something from McQueary or if it's something that was, an inconsistency that existed, when the grand jury was hearing testimony and the prosecutors, for some reason, chose one date over another. It's really not clear at this point.
Now, Mr. Sandusky himself, we're talking about people who will testify. Will he testify in his own defense?
Again, that's also not clear. I mean, one legal expert I spoke to said that it's even possible that the defense could just rest and not, present a case. But
really, what they would effectively just cross-examine the prosecution's witness and leave their case at that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. That happens occasionally. The defense would just say, we don't think they've proven their case, essentially. But other people have said, Sandusky's had some awkward public appearances, on television. There was the Bob Costas interview where he hesitated when answering some questions. And actually he appeared in court earlier this year, and he was, sort of laughing and sort of, giving a bit of an awkward, appearance.
How were have those appearances harmed his defense in any way? Was jury selection more difficult, or?
Yeah, that's not clear. I mean, jury selection is going to get underway Tuesday. That's another issue in this case is, are they going to be able to choose an impartial jury from Center County, which is where Penn State is located and where Sandusky lives? But we'll find out, within a few days.